Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. From Lu Zhou's point of view, he saw the golden palm seal shoot up. After it landed on its target, a miserable cry rang out before everything disappeared into nothingness. Although it was a loss using the enhanced deadly strike card, it was a necessary move. If he did not use it, he would have suffered a greater loss. All in all, Lu Zhou was rather satisfied with the card's effect. Master. Si Wuya's voice rang from above. Lu Zhou flew over. Si Wuya had already escaped and was hovering in the air. Upon seeing his master rushing over, he kneeled in the air and said with a contrite expression on his face, "I was wrong and almost harmed master. Please punish me, master." Si Wuya gulped after he finished speaking. He had witnessed the entire one-sided battle. His master's palm strike was truly shocking. Although he had always known his master was strong, this was the first time he really understood how profound and mysterious his master's strength was. As the saying went, confidence comes from strength. No wonder his master always remained confident and unflustered no matter what situation he faced. Be it Yizhen, Yu Chenshu, Xia Hosheng, the Grand Dukes, or the blackguards, they were nothing in front of his master. Lu Zhou did not blame Si Wuya. Instead, he looked at the stormy sky and asked, "What did you discover?" Si Wuya replied, "Master, when you were fighting the blackguards, I noticed some movements over here. To prevent reinforcement from reaching the blackguards, Di Jiang and I flew here. That's when I saw this runic passage. I know it's dangerous, but..." Lu Zhou raised his hand. The sky gradually calmed down and turned blue again. There was nothing but huge fluffy white clouds in the blue sky now. Lu Zhou asked, puzzled. "What's a runic passage?" Si Wuya explained. "During the last 6 months, apart from cultivating and teaching Li Yunzheng, I have been spending time in the Sky Research Court. During my time there, I read about runic passages from the research Luo Xian left behind. According to the people from the Sky Research Court, Luo Xian first came across a runic passage when she was excavating an ancient tomb. After that, she devoted herself to researching the runic passage and confirmed the existence of the world beyond the heavens." How did the runic passage prove the existence of the world beyond the heavens? The runic passage allows one to fly at an extremely fast speed. Fly? Is it faster than Di Jiang? It's far faster than Di Jiang. We can't use logic to view it. It's like this. Si Wuya tried to explain it in the simplest way possible. He struggled for a moment before he fisted both his hands and lifted them. From the left to the right, the distance is greater than that of the endless ocean that lies between the Golden Lotus domain and Red Lotus domain. However, with the runic passage, you can just... So it's like teleportation? Lu Zhou found the word Si Wuya was looking for. Si Wuya's eyes lit up immediately. He looked at his master and said excitedly, "Yes, it's like teleportation. The runic passage has high requirements for it to work. The energy consumption is really high and the location has to be suitable as well. If it were not for the world beyond the heavens, Luo Xian probably would have studied the runic passage. In any case, later on, the royal family put a stop to the research. Following that, Luo Xian used the runes from the runic passage she found to create a runic passage in the Blackwater Mystic Cave. That was how she managed to get to the Golden Lotus domain. This also proved the existence of the world beyond the heavens." Si Wuya paused to catch his breath before he continued to say, "Master, as you've seen earlier, the runic passage not only has a high consumption of energy and strict requirements regarding its location, but it has high requirements of the user as well. Perhaps the Red Lotus domain did not want to alarm the cultivators, so they suppressed the research. When Master confirmed that the Black Lotus domain has been monopolizing the birth chart beasts in the Red Lotus domain for a long time now and has plans to monopolize the Golden Lotus domain, I couldn't help but wonder how they pulled it off when they had to travel such a long distance. Even if it was an 8-chart thousand realms whirling expert, it would still take 5 days to cross the endless ocean. 5 days are enough for the birth chart beast to be captured by someone else before the Black Lotus cultivators arrived. Moreover, after listening to Master's encounter with the Black Thousand Realms whirling cultivator in the Sky Will Rift Valley, I realized the valley was somewhat similar to the Golden Lotus Domain's Heaven's Moat. In any case, it'd be much easier for the Black Lotus cultivators to travel the endless ocean than to enter through the lava. It didn't make sense to me, that's why I took the risk and came here to see if I can learn anything. After Wuya finished speaking, he looked up at the tranquil sky. Zhou asked, "Are you certain?" "Yes, it's the runic passage." "Weren't you afraid he'd kill you?" Zhou asked. Wuya replied honestly, "I was betting on him not killing me." Zhou. Wuya explained, "First, based on Lu Li and Dizhang's reaction, I confirmed that I have the Great Void energy. Although I don't know what it is, I'm sure it's some special energy. Second, I've contacted senior sister Zhao Yu many times and learned that the cultivator, Lian Xing, was trying to obtain her Great Void energy, apart from suppressing her cultivation base. Whether it's Lu Li, Lian Xing, or Di Jiang, their reaction to the Great Void energy is one of awe. It's like some treasure that surpasses all treasures. Therefore, I was certain this person wouldn't kill me. At most, he would capture and imprison me before he tried to extract the Great Void energy from me. In fact, it's a good thing if I were captured. I'd be able to infiltrate the Black Tower Council and work with Master from the inside, alas." Upon hearing this, Zhou looked at Wuya with a complicated expression as he said, "Based on your words, it seems like I ruined your plans?" Wuya fell to his knees again. "That's not what I mean, Master." "All right, rise before you speak," Zhou said, "You're right, but it's a little risky. If this Black Lotus cultivator doesn't know what's good for him, wouldn't you die in vain? What if he's a psycho who likes to inflict torture? How are you going to deal with him at that time?" He stopped himself from saying, "What if Wu Guangping liked men?" "I understand. Thank you, Master, for enlightening me. I know my mistake," Wuya said. Zhou looked at the calm sky again and asked, "Can you create a runic passage?" An embarrassed expression appeared on Wuya's face as he said, "I'm afraid I can't do it alone. The difficulty of creating a runic passage is 1,000 times more difficult than building the Sky Shuttle. What if we include the members of the Sky Research Court?" Zhou frowned. "If we count them in, there's some hope, but it'll take time. If we can obtain some blueprints, methods to gain energy supply, and other information, it will be much easier," Wuya replied. Zhou was silent. "Why can't you say you have a ready-made one for me?" In the end, Zhou decided to ask Yanxinlua about this matter. "I'll leave the runic passage to you. As for the other things, I'll think of a way," Zhou said. Wuya was overjoyed. "Understood. Apart from that, don't make a big deal out of today's matter. I don't want to be too high profile," Zhou said. "Understood." When Zhou turned around, he saw the 4 blackguards standing still like statues in the distance. He frowned slightly. He had used up his deadly strike card. How was he supposed to fight now? By another deadly strike card? No, that's not right. They seem afraid, and it looks like they want to run away. Upon seeing this, Zhou said loudly, "Your Lord Wu, the judge with 8 birth charts, has been killed by me. How dare you act so impudent in front of me?" Wuya. "Master, what happened to keeping a low profile?" The 4 blackguards trembled, and they almost lost their grips on their long halberds. The 4 blackguards. The clouds in the sky had blocked the blackguards' visions earlier. They only saw lightning flashing within the cloud before the sky calmed down again. In their opinions, the judge, the 8-chart expert, must have already returned to the Black Lotus domain through the runic passage. Stay calm. It can't be true. How can he kill Lord Wu? Impossible. The blackguards had fought Zhou earlier. If they had given it their all, they might stand a chance of defeating him. His strength was a far cry from an 8-chart expert. They could not believe the person in front of them had killed Wu Guangping. At this moment, the captain of the blackguards standing on the left suddenly heard the rustling of the talisman from his body. He hurriedly brought it out and lit it up. Soon enough, a piece of paper appeared. There were 2 sentences written on it, Lord Wu's life stone has shattered. Investigate this matter. The captain's eyes widened and his hand that was holding the paper trembled. The other captain of the blackguards sensed the abnormality of his action and with a wave of his hand, brought the paper over to have a look. Upon seeing the message, he exclaimed in shock. Following that, the two remaining took a look at the paper as well. Needless to say, they were not any less shocked than the two captains. The Black Tower Council's 8-chart judge, Wu Guangbing, had died and the person who killed him was standing nearby and staring at them with a burning gaze. They felt incredibly uneasy and uncomfortable. It felt as though they had been drinking fine wine for a long time and were suddenly told that they had been drinking horse urine all along. Zhou and Wuya looked at the four blackguards. After a moment, Zhou said through voice transmission, "Follow me closely. Don't make any unnecessary moves." Understood. Wuya's expression remained calm as he followed his master and flew toward the four blackguards. Similarly, Zhou showed no changes in his expression as well. Although he knew danger lay up ahead, he still had to advance. He had to intimidate them. Finally, Zhou came to a stop a few dozen meters away from the four blackguards. His expression when he looked at them seemed to say, "What? Do you need me to invite you over?" The four blackguards were not fools. They understood Zhou's meaning. They hurriedly flew out and stopped 10 meters away from Zhou. All of them wore varying expressions of embarrassment on their faces. A moment ago, they were sworn enemies who fought each other, and now, it was as though they were reunited with an old friend. Zhou calmly asked, "Do you want to live?" Wuya watched silently. "If we don't want to live, why would we heavily injure ourselves?" The four blackguards pressed their hands against their chests, looking uncomfortable. "If you want to live, you'll answer my questions." The four blackguards exchanged a quick look before they nodded. Zhou asked one of them, "What's your name?" He had noticed that this person had been leading the 6 blackguards since before. "I'm Zhenghai, a captain of the blackguards," Zhenghai answered honestly. Zhou continued to ask, "That person earlier, he was a judge in the Black Tower Council?" Zhenghai replied, "Yes, he's Lord Wu Guangbing." Zhou fell silent. After Zhenghai finished speaking, he felt that it was inappropriate to address Wu Guangbing as a lord in front of an expert. He said, Wu Guangbing was very active in the Black Tower Council, and he was also one of the outspoken representatives from the radical faction. More than 1,000 years ago, he supported the plan to annihilate the Red Lotus domain but was opposed by the conservative faction. More than 300 years ago, he participated in the Great Void Expedition and was one of the few who survived it. After that, he became even more zealous. He kept requesting the Upper Council to send him to the Red Lotus domain. Today is his first day on his mission to the Red Lotus domain. He died on the first day of his mission? Well, there's nothing I can do. If I didn't kill him, he would have killed me. The strong prey on the weak. No one can be blamed for this outwardly, Zhou asked, the Great Void Expedition? Zhenghai hesitated for a moment, looking to the left and the right before he finally said, in the past, the Black Tower Council, the Imperial Family, the Dark and Light Alliance, and few other forces selected a few elites to go to the unknown place to search for the Great Void Seed. It was a top-secret expedition. I wasted a lot of treasures back then and still could not find out much. Wuya was puzzled. You know about the Great Void Seeds? It's said to be some kind of precious treasure that's beneficial to cultivation. It grows in the unknown place, and it's said that if you have it, you can activate 8 birth charts, at least. However, I've always suspected it to be a lie. The heavens set rules for humans, why would it give us a shortcut? Zhenghai opined. Wuya smiled. What do you think of me? What he meant to say was, I have the Great Void energy. Are all of you blind? Zhenghai looked at Wuya for a moment and nodded before he said, You're talented and have an imposing bearing. If I'm not mistaken, you cultivated some Confucian cultivation method. Wuya. Forget it. At least I can confirm they can't sense the Great Void energy on me. Since Lu Li, Di Jiang, and Wu Guangbing could sense the great void energy on him, Si Wuya wondered if only special mounts and cultivators with profound cultivation bases could sense the energy. After a moment, Si Wuya replied, I have cultivated a few techniques from the Confucian school, but I've also cultivated techniques from the Taoism and Buddhism schools. Following that, he asked, do you know how to go to the unknown place? No. All I heard is that there are many fierce beasts there. They're extremely fierce and travel in groups. The ancient books have said that there are many fierce beasts in the world. No one knew the exact number. They walk on land, swim in the sea, and soar in the sky. Not only are they much more powerful than humans, but their numbers are greater as well. Lu Zhou asked, how many life hearts does the Black Tower Council obtain each year? Shenshi replied, not many. 2 or 3 are considered a lot. Some years, there's none. Si Wuya found this strange. He asked, if we calculate according to this number, after 2,000 years, there should be more 10-leaf experts in the Red Lotus domain. Why are there so few now? 10-leaf experts should have 3,000 years of life, at least. Si Wuya was reminded of the Golden Lotus domain. Back then, there was no 9-leaf cultivator because attempting the 9-leaf stage would drain one's lifespan. Even if there were in the past, most of them died quickly. As time went on, the 9-leaf stage became just a legend, with many people not believing it to be real. Shenshi said with a sigh, some of them were killed and some were imprisoned in the Black Tower Council's prison. It's no longer easy to monopolize the birth chart beasts here. Take today for example. There were so many 10-leaf cultivators around. If this were in the past, the blackguards would have been waiting at the stone forest formation in advance, with no one the wiser. Si Wuya asked confidently, let me guess. Is that why you appointed a contact person in the Red Lotus domain to tighten your control here? Shenshi and the other blackguards looked at each other awkwardly. They could not deny this. Lu Zhou asked, did you use the runic passage to come here? This Shenshi stammered. Lu Zhou said indifferently, if I wanted to kill you, I would have done so earlier. Wu Guangbing is dead, and the internal strife in the Black Tower Council will only intensify. The secrets you're guarding will be made known sooner or later. Even if you don't tell me, do you think no one else will tell me? Shenshi was taken aback. Indeed. If no one from the Black Lotus domain had spoken to the old man in front of him, where did the old man learn how to activate his birth chart? How did he know how to control the birth chart powers? How did he kill Yi Yao? Little blackguard, don't think too highly of yourself. I've given you a chance so you must cherish it, Lu Zhou said as he stood with his hands on his back. Quack. Di Jiang cried out at this moment as it circled the place where Wu Guangbing had disappeared from. Even one of the 4 judges, Wu Guangbing, had died. What qualifications did the blackguards have to negotiate with the person in front of them? In the end, Shenshi nodded. Indeed. We came through the runic passage. Lu Zhou waved his hand and said, I've always been one to keep my words. Hand over the information related to the runic passage, and I'll let all of you leave.